Hi guys, it's Kelly and Crystal, the Kelly and Crystal Show. We are so not ready for this today. And it's funny because, it's a little ironic since we're talking about being organized and how we deal with our day. And of course, today is going to be one of those days that nothing goes right. So that's the way it works. So anyway, we'll do quick introductions and then we'll get into it. So I'm Kelly. And I blog at threeboysandadog.com. I've been blogging since November 2006. I blog about homemaking and homeschooling tips for busy folks. Three boys. Actually have three dogs now, living on the beautiful Alabama Gulf Coast. It's actually cool this morning. I mean, I say cool. It was like, high 70s or something. But it was cooler than it has been. It's getting hot now, though. Anyway, so that's me. Crystal, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Is that a big bunny behind your head?
It is.
Has that cabinet always been there?
No, it has not. We're rearranging stuff still, so.
All right. I feel like this is a highlights book. Find what's different. Anyway, all right, guys. Good morning. It's Crystal from the Dallas Mom blog, crystalandcomp.com. And every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, Kelly and I come to you guys with a new blogging, a Learn to Blog Hangout. And we talk about the latest things in blogging, what's changing, what you need to know, give you actionable tasks. We basically mentor you and help you and guide you through this blogging journey. So, yes, today we're talking about a day in the life of a blogger. And I have not had a shower. And I just got home.
Usually, well, my hair's still wet.
I can't do that. I can't not take a shower before I hang out, and today is just nuts, and this is the way it is. And so I have a blog post that I've been trying to get done. So this morning, I'll tell you about my morning in a minute. But anyway, so I mean, it's just part of life, and so I put makeup on over a sweaty face, and yuck, I'll be taking a shower when we're done. Anyway, so we're talking all about a day in the life of what it's like for us. I mean, and it's like Kelly said when she prepared the description for this hangout. We don't have nannies. We don't have housekeepers.
We're average, because I really don't now. It's football season. Things have changed since the hangout with our husbands, but because my husband is a housekeeper.
Yes, your husband is very much.
Yeah, but it's football season now, girl. He's my runner now. I'm having to do all the stuff.
Yeah, I hear ya. So we're really just going to share with you guys how we are doing, what we do. And we're on budgets. We're not independently wealthy and spending tons of money to run blogs. So we have to earn money to put it into our blog so that we can make money. So anyway, this will be an exciting thing, and we really did no prepping for this, but we're just going to go through what our day is like, and hopefully that will help some of you guys. I know that a lot of you are really searching for balance, and I really don't know that truly fully exists, because I believe I just believe that when you have too many things in the air, something's going to fall, and you have to acknowledge your boundaries. But we'll go into all of that. So, Kelly, where did you want to get started?
So last night, when I was washing my face and brushing my teeth and all that good stuff and getting ready to crawl into bed, I was thinking about what Crystal was going to say her blogging schedule was like. And I got so tickled. I'm sitting in the bathroom, okay, doing all my stuff, just laughing in there. So Ricky comes in, and he's like, "What are you laughing about?" So I was just thinking about Crystal talking about her blogging day. And he said, "Why is that funny?" I said, "Because she's going to say, well, I get up, and I go to Target, and then I swing by Starbucks to get my coffee, and when I get home, I sit down at my computer, and I get started on a blog post, and when I write the first word, the kids wake up. So then I have to stop and deal with the kids. Then I sit back down at the computer, and I get the second word written, and the phone starts ringing. So then I have to get up, and I have to go deal with all that. Then I try to start homeschooling. Then I sit back down, and I can write a sentence, and next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I've done nothing.
Oh, Kelly, you hurt me. You hurt me so bad. For the record, our Target is under construction.
Oh no.
And it will not be done until like November. And I do not go to Target every day. And actually, I've only been to Target about once a month for the past 2 or 3 months since this construction started. And I've been shopping more at Trader Joe's, thank you very much. And that's only once a week if I'm lucky. So I don't go to Target every day, and I don't drink Starbucks every day anymore. Anyway, that's not exactly what my day looks like, Kelly. Okay, crazy woman? But that is very funny. Oh, the parodies of
So
life.
what does your vlogging day look like then, Crystal?
Well, okay, so I am a firm believer that if you give me a hard time, I'm going to be really mad. No, seriously, Kelly, you know that I'm not sleeping till 10 o'clock. And
No, I didn't say you were sleeping till 10 o'clock.
and you know that I'm not hanging out at Target till 10 o'clock. It does seem like every time you call me, I'm at Target sometimes, but not all the time.
Or Starbucks.
Anyway. But yesterday you told me I know a lot of Spanish, and I don't. So sometimes I wonder where your opinions come from. Anyway, but yes, so I believe that we either have to, I believe that we can get more work done when there are no distractions, because that is so true. It's 9 o'clock and at night, and I'm like, I've written 2 sentences, and I've been working on this all day. But, you know, one child was starting a fire in the kitchen, and one child, you know, fell off the trampoline, and, you know, whatever. And we're working on reading or what have you. I think the biggest tip for everyone is you have to either decide, are you going to get up early or are you going to stay up late? Because you're going to get so much of your work done. I can get, you know, in 2 hours, I can get 4 hours worth of work done easily. What are you laughing about, Kelly? Oh, you muted yourself. Nothing? Okay. So my day, you know, this morning I got up at 5:30. And honestly, previously I would get up at 5:30 and start working on my blog. And the first thing I would do is check email and try to schedule, you know, get something scheduled to Facebook and start working on a blog post or planning for my day. About 9 weeks ago, I started working out with some gals from church. And so I get up and go to the gym 3 or 4 days a week, if it's a good week. And, you know, I'm seeing no results, but whatever. But so now what I try to do now is I get up, I check my email, I schedule a Facebook blog post, wash my face, and then I'm out the door. And then when I get home, I need to be able to get as much done. So then I'm back home by 7:30ish or so. I need to be able to get as much done before my kids get up. And, you know, and what's crazy is some of this is going to depend on what mine and Kelly's schedule looks like right now. Like when we were launching the forum, that was kind of a lot. Even though Kelly was the mastermind, it was hard to add that into the day. Now I'm in the groove, and I know I've got a method down for going in multiple times throughout the day and checking to see what new things are over there. But when we have a class going on, like we just started another class, so on Mondays at 10 o'clock, I can't start my homeschool day at 8 o'clock because there's going to be a distraction with a class. On Tuesdays, we have hangouts. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I try so hard to just minimize my commitments outside of the home so that we are home doing what we need to do. And for me, a lot of my day really is a dance. I don't know how to explain it any other way. But I'm a firm believer that you have to bend. Kelly is so much more structured than me. I used to be a structured person before I had a bunch of kids.
And I have a bunch of kids.
Yeah, well, we just do it different. And
But my oldest boy is on the autism spectrum. Without structure, he would flounder. It would be horrible. Mm-hmm. And I'm beginning to think that Thomas has some things as well, which is why we're homeschooling. But anyway, so it's not so much, okay, yeah, I'm structured myself, but it's not even just that. whenever we realized the different things that was going on with my oldest boy, we realized we have to eat supper at this time. We have to eat lunch at this time. We have to go to the store on this day. You know, every little thing had to be laid out so that he knew what to expect. And that helped avoid all the breakdowns and the meltdowns and all. If he knew exactly what was coming and when, it worked a whole lot better for him. So our lives have changed so much because of that.
Yeah. Well, and I understand that. And my life used to be very, very structured. I'm married to a man who I am convinced has ADD. And I mean, you've talked to, you know him, Kelly. Things can be very, I don't know. I've just really, really learned how to be as flexible as possible and bend a lot. And that in turn is how our day kind of goes.
But
If my, yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think that's key, guys. Write that down and put it on a sticky note somewhere on your desk. You have to be able to bend. Even with my day being fairly structured, I mean, I can pretty much tell you what time I get up, what time I'm going to go to the bathroom, what time I'm going to do this, that, and the other. But I don't panic if it doesn't happen right then. If something comes up and the kids get sick or whatever, it's not like, oh, sorry, that doesn't fit in my schedule, I can't handle that. No, I mean, I'm perfectly capable of bending and working around it. It was crazy whenever I brought Thomas in. My schedule is changing right now. It was a week ago that I brought him home, so you have to be able to bend. But, Crystal, you say all the time that your day flows. Yes, to an extent. We've had this conversation before. You still have some semblance of a schedule. You know that you're going to try to get up before the rest of your family and get some stuff done. You know what those things are that you absolutely must get done.
Yes.
So it's not from 8 o'clock until 8:15, I'm going to do this. But it is, okay, before they get up, I need to get XYZ done. Preferably. That's my ideal, to get these done. I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah. No, and you know what? This is really, homeschooling for us just started back the day after Labor Day. You just brought Thomas home to homeschool. We just started a class, a new Learn to Blog class. So right now there's kind of a lot of wrenches that have been thrown in but I go back to, it really is a dance. I mean, it really, really is. I have to, when we're working on schoolwork, some of the time, and I've told you guys, and I'll repeat it, what I do is our living room, kitchen, and dining room are like an open concept, so it's kind of a circle that it makes. And we do our homeschool work at the kitchen table and the little bar area. Kelly corrected me, it's called a peninsula that we have. So our 13-year-old does his schoolwork there. Little kids are at the table. And then my desk is right in the dining room area too. So those are key things to make your day easier for me. Some people say, no, I have to have a room. I have to be able to go in a room and close the door and get work done. For me, my house would be, the walls would be falling down if I did that. I need to be in the room and available and knowing what's going on. But, so here's what will happen. When we're working on our school day, if I haven't gotten everything done that morning that I needed to get done, and I know I'm not going to have time to do it tonight after people go to bed, or later in the evening once our day wraps up, then I can get kids going on schoolwork. And if it's something that they can do a little more independently, I'm right there just feet away at my desk, and I can schedule something real quick on Facebook, and I can go in and respond to a quick email. So I think part of making your blogging day successful is kind of setting it up in a way, acknowledging that you have to be able to get up or stay late, or get up early or work late or stay up late. You need to be in a common area in your home where you're available, and you need to be flexible. And I mean, it's just a lot of, but yes, Kelly, in the morning, there are certainly things that I'm getting done before, there are certain things that is a routine that I know I have to get done in the morning. What were you going to say?
So, I disagree with the whole common area thing. And I
I'm
think
with
it
you.
depends on your personality. And when I say I disagree with the whole common area thing, again, it depends on your personality and it depends on where you are in your life. Because my desk also used to be in the common area because I had little ones. I mean, I had, a brand new baby and a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old or whatever. Before that, I had a 2 and a 4-year-old. I had to be right there with them. I had to be available at all times. My kids are a lot older, and they're a lot more independent, and they're loud. God, they're so loud, and I can't concentrate with these men screaming and hollering all in my house. So I do have a separate room, but Thomas is home now, and I set Thomas up a desk actually right beside my desk, so that he could do his schoolwork right there, and I can still sit at my computer. So the only way to make it work is to know your personality, to know your kids' personalities, and to know where you are in your life. What works best for you? If you can't get one single thing done sitting in a common area, then you need to rethink it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find time when the kids are at nap time. Your kids take naps, maybe during nap, you can work. Before the kids get up in the morning, you can work. If your kids go to school, you can work. After they go to bed, whatever the situation is, you have to find what works best for you. So then, we've talked about it, and I've talked about it in the past, and I'm going to say it again. I can be done with all of my work by like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. With that said, those are my must-do, check mark them, have-to-do items. Other days, I might work till 10 o'clock at night. But what are those things? So let's talk about those must-do absolutes that once that's done, I don't care. I can go somewhere else. I can go shopping. I can go sit down in front of the TV for hours. Whatever it is. If my day is going to be super busy, I can be done with it. What are those things for you, Crystal?
Facebook is definitely something that has to be done. So and I do my Facebook. I don't have anyone else doing it because I want control over that. And I've been that way since about January. There was a time when I had a VA that was helping or that was doing my Facebook for me. So my blog post, I have to have at least a blog post go out, and that doesn't include my daily Amazon deal. So I'm talking a real content blog post, managing Facebook, and then doing my work for my tribe. So, pinning their stuff, that's part of sharing their stuff on Facebook. If those things can get done, as long as we don't have a class or as long as we're not, doing keyword research for someone or whatever, and checking the forum throughout the day. That's pretty much the must get done stuff. What is it for you, Kelly?
Okay, so my must-dos, it's not so much clean out my email, but I must do a quick scan through of my email every day, every morning, actually several times a day. I do a quick scan through. Has anything come through that I need to deal with? Do I have any approaching deadlines? Because I send stuff to myself on email when it's with a reminder. So do I have any deadlines coming up that need to be addressed? Is somebody waiting on a response, like a brand or something like that? Is there anything that's coming up that could be exciting that I need to respond to? Super quick run through. That's my number one. My number two is a blog post. I have to have a real blog post. So content, a good one. That's my number two. And my number three is schedule and viral tag. Other than that, I don't care. Yes, I want to get it done, but it's not feasible every single day. Our lives are too busy. It's not doable every single day. So the things that I can get done every single day, a blog post, schedule viral tag, and how much viral tag I schedule depends on my time. I prefer to do 6 an hour every single hour. Doesn't always happen. So if I can go in and schedule my posts that I've done the past 24 hours and anything that I'm working on promoting, if I can get those done, I'm good. I don't have to worry about the rest of it for the rest of the day. Tomorrow is another day. But that's mine.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I will say, you said something that made me think of something, and I should have written it down. But, you know, also understanding that we can't do everything. We can't. And a lot of bloggers reach this place where they acknowledge that sometimes it is best to hire out some of the things that need to be done. So, you know, I have no desire. I could stumble upon is something I could care less about, but I know that it's an excellent revenue
My
or
number
resource.
yesterday.
Yeah, it's an excellent place for traffic. I don't understand that community, but I need to have a presence there because I'm a brand that needs to have content. I need to be touching every place that provides content to people, and that is one of them. So that's something that, as it is, if I'm getting on Pinterest and researching and looking for, let's say, apple crafts for kids, it is so easy for that to become a time suck because now I've clicked through and I'm on somebody's site. They had a cute apple craft, and oh, here's their birth story, and I'm reading their birth story from their second child. Well, now I want to know if they have more kids, and it's been 30 minutes, and I have spent my time, instead of working on Pinterest, I have spent my time reading and sidetracked and what have you. And so that is where viral tag comes in with, that really keeps me off of Pinterest, and it keeps me from letting Pinterest be a time suck for me. Okay, so that's how I get that social media platform done. Facebook, I handle myself. Stumble Upon, I would rather pay someone, $20 to handle it for X number of hours, because for me to have to spend the time to sit down and really grasp that community and train myself to understand how that ecosystem works, it is not worth the time. I need to be creating content. And we're going back to, in the mornings, Kelly and I both acknowledge that a quality post has to go out every day, or at least Monday through Friday, or whatever your commitment is. So the things that are taking your time you need to figure out how to outsource that, how to maybe barter with someone, or what is another way that you can, is there a tool or an application that you can use to make that happen easier? Anything that's a time suck needs to be removed from your day, if at all possible. Don't you agree, Kelly?
I agree 100%, because let me tell you, Cindy Howell said, unfortunately, adding links to linky parties is one of those things that I end up skipping many days. And so did I. I hated it. I dreaded the time that it took me. And like Crystal, I would get sidetracked. I'd go to this linky party to link up my link, and the next thing I know, I've made 50 million clicks to different things, and I've only linked up one link. Mm-hmm. And I've spent an hour doing it. It didn't work for me. I was so interested in all the people that had linked up, and then I'd get to their site and there was more stuff I wanted to look at. I couldn't do it, and it was a massive, massive time suck. It was completely worth it for me to pay somebody. I think I pay $16 a week to have somebody else do it for me. I know it's getting done because once a quarter, once every other month or so, I go in and check. Am I getting traffic from that linky party? If not, stop linking me up to it. Mm-hmm. Moving on. Mm-hmm. It takes me, minutes to go in and just do a quick checkup. Stumble Upon, same thing. It got to the point of I need something else. I need another boost. My traffic has flatlined. It's not flatlined, but it's leveled out. It's plateaued. There you go. And I need another boost to go up. So I've added in Stumble Upon. I'm not doing it. I don't have time to do it. I don't understand how to do it. But I had a little income, and so I took that income and I turned it back into my business.
Yes. So now
I can't stand to do.
Right. And the things that, if you can pay someone to do it for $10 and your time is worth $50, why wouldn't you? There comes a place where you have to understand that here's kind of the crazy cycle of how this works. This is why they say content is king. Without content, you will not have page views. Without page views, you will not have revenue. Without revenue, you will not have money to invest back into your business. You have to acknowledge the the way that this works. And so when you're hearing us say this and you're like, so what if I don't have money to put into this? What if I don't have $10 to spend? What if I don't have $28 to spend on viral tag? Okay, that is, Kelly, everybody starts somewhere. So the key is getting your blog posts done. If you can only, and the other thing is, you have got to have a supportive spouse in all of this. I cannot tell you how important that is. Because if my husband did not support what I was doing, and the days that I don't get dinner on the table, because it happens, the days that he comes in and the house is a wild mess, and that happens.
Yeah, the days when you have to say, when he asks your child, which I haven't had that happen yet with Thomas, but I did with Trip, what'd you learn today? Nothing. Oh, it's like devastating, but he gets it. He's okay. He's like, well, come here. Let's see what we can do. He will take that on.
Right, and I'm not telling you this because it's not every day. I also believe that if you can keep the main living areas clean, so if I can keep the kitchen clean, a load of laundry done every day, and the living room cleaned up. I do not like to wake up to a dirty kitchen. I do not like to wake up to a dirty living room. So if I can go to bed, if I make sure that once during the day, because we're home all day, so we have the home all day dirty house it's like the never ending dirty living room. There's always, if every kid brings out 4 toys, I have 20 something things sitting in my living room like that, plus their shoes, plus their pencils, plus their markers, whatever. So if we can keep, if we can keep that living area cleaned up, but there are days that doesn't happen. There are days that we are exhausted and we all just go to bed, and the next morning I wake up and, we've eaten out and the living room's a mess, and, you need to find for yourself what those basic things are that you have to make your home function no matter what. And my husband he gives me a lot of grace, but I'll tell you, if the living room was piled to the ceiling forever, he would eventually have a problem with that. But he gets it. He understands. He knows. And that really is so important, that you have somebody that supports you and understands what you're doing and understands that you're not just doing it for selfish reasons. You really are doing this to help your family. But my blog cannot dictate my life. And it has happened. And when that starts to happen, I have to step back and understand that this is not okay. If I'm not getting schoolwork done, if the house has been a total wreck for 3 weeks and we've eaten out every night and whatever, there's a problem. You have to, and again, that just goes back to being a person who is flexible and can bend. And I don't know, for me, that's where so much of my schedule comes from. It's understanding the basic things that must be done every day, whether that's in managing your home, managing your blog, and I also say with success comes more success. So when we do a good job of keeping the kitchen and the living room cleaned and getting our schoolwork done and getting blog stuff done, I'm propelled tomorrow to do that again and to do well with that again tomorrow. When I feel like I'm failing, how hard is it to get out of a slump, Kelly? I mean, remember that? Remember when you were like, days that you wanted to just walk away from blogging or whatever? Dr. Seuss says, unslumping yourself is not easily done. And I'm not trying to be funny, but seriously, when we get into those ruts, it is so hard to get out. And, having a tribe that can support you emotionally and be there for you and help you, and you're promoting each other's content. And, those are the things that are also very helpful. And so that's why ensuring that from in the morning when I have my free time, that I do work for my tribe. I'm pinning their stuff. I'm Facebooking their stuff. It's getting shared on Google+. It is very important that I take care of that group of people because we're all taking care of each other. Don't you think, Kelly?
Yes, I agree. I was going to say something. Oh, Michelle at Moms Are Frugal says, how would you schedule commenting? It takes about an hour at least. So I'm not quite... Michelle, if you can let me know what type of commenting. Do you mean responding to comments on your site, or do you mean like linky parties, clicking over and commenting, or do you mean like knocking out your several a day comments on just random blogs? So depending on which one you're talking about.
Let me tell you something. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
When I have that time in my day where I check email, there's nothing new. I check Facebook, there's nothing new. Blog post is done. I go back, I check email, there's nothing new. That is my cue that it is time to get up and walk away. Because you don't always have to be busy. You do not have to, your blog does not have to consume your life. Get done what needs to get done and walk away. Really. I know that's so simple, but I just want you to think about it. So acknowledge the times that you can be doing things in your home. You do not have to always be sitting at your desk doing. And I try very hard to keep email off my phone because it just causes more problems. I open something, I don't respond on my phone, and then I get home and I don't remember to respond. And, you know, sometimes those kinds of tools get us in more trouble, or we're checking email while we're driving down the road. Bad idea. So Kelly's really good at setting a timer and having specific times throughout the day that she's checking email. For me, when I'm checking email and it's been 5 minutes and I'm checking email again, that's my cue that there's nothing to do right now and I don't have to be busy. Get up. Just acknowledge that. Okay, what were you going to say?
So, yeah, I was going to say, that's what I was going to say way earlier. Let me ask you, ladies, why are you home? Why are you home right now? Is it because you're lazy? No. Is it because you want to be with your kids? That would be my guess, because you want to be with your kids. So why are you spending so much time in front of the screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're obviously not making millions from it, or else we wouldn't even be having this conversation, because you would have hired it all out to somebody else and moved on. It's not that fun doing all that back end stuff. Writing is fun. Reading is fun. Playing on Pinterest is fun. All that other junk is not. So remind yourself why you are home. Is it to be with your kids and to be available for your spouse? Then make sure you do that. Don't take time away from them to put into this screen.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Otherwise, go back to work and make actual money.
And this goes back to what we're talking about over on the forum when you're getting started with blogging, or when you reach that point where you're ready to take your hobby blog to a money-making blog. If you are not writing about your passion, if you are dreading doing this every day the way that I dread working out, then you are going to resent it. And you're not going to be willing or able to get up at 5:30 and work on some blog stuff. And you're going to grow resentful by the end of the day when, you know, you only made $3 on AdSense and you're mad that you spent all this time working. So in order for you to, this has to be something that you're passionate about. It really does. Do not, yes, people can make money blogging. Yes, people can supplement their incomes. Yes, they can make a full-time income. People are making 6 figures doing this. Pinch of Yum made $26,000 last month. I keep in touch with this stuff, okay? But understand that, you know, if this is not your passion, it will be seen by your readers, and it will be seen in you, because you will hate this and you will resent this. So Kelly's right. Why are you home? I'm here to preserve my children's childhood. I don't want to miss any of this. I'm here to guide them through their childhood. I want to be available for them. So how available am I if I'm in front of the screen all the time? We got to think about it.
Yeah. So one thing, you know, as I've said before, my life is changing. I've just started homeschooling again. But I did homeschool, and I did homeschool when I was in the trenches, just like you guys are. When I was just beginning to homeschool, when I was just beginning a blog. In fact, I started it because I was homeschooling. I had no money. We were broke. I was laid off my job. And that's why I was able to homeschool my son, because he was having problems, and I was working 44 hours a week outside the home. I was making good money, but we were spending it as fast as it was coming in. And then I was laid off right before Thanksgiving. right before Black Friday. I was laid off, and it was like, okay, this is it. It's time to pull him out. I can do this. I can homeschool. And I started blogging. And I mean, I had the eBay business, but it was starting to go downhill because it just wasn't as popular anymore. People weren't buying that stuff. It was tough, guys. I did not have an extra penny. We had rice with every single meal because it was cheap and it would fill you up. Every single meal. We didn't have spaghetti. We had spaghetti sauce over rice. Everything was rice. It was cheap and it filled you up. I know what it's like to not have a dollar. For people to say, oh, it's just $1. It's just $5. It's just $12. You don't have it. You can't put it into it, right? I get it. I've been there. Just keep plugging along and remember the reason that you're home. It'll come. When it's your time and your season, it will come. Find a schedule that works for you. If that means you have to get up 30 minutes to an hour earlier than everybody else Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so that you can write a post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then do that. If it means that you need to teach your kids to listen to books on tape for 35, 45 minutes a day, do that. Take the time. Teach them to listen to a book on tape. Get them some earphones or whatever. Hook it up to the television. Whatever it is. If you have to go buy or get from the library some Schoolhouse Rock or Magic School Bus to keep your kids entertained for 30, 45 minutes, do it if you really want to be blogging without taking away from your kids. Do it. It's okay. 30 to 45 minutes of screen time is not going to kill your kids. It's not going to make them nuts, especially if you're giving them educational stuff. Just think about that.
Well, and when behaviors go crazy, because I'm reading the event page, and I think Cindy was the one that said by next summer she needs to figure this out, so that her kids don't suffer with her working on the blog all the time. I have found that oftentimes, if there are bad moods, kids are fighting, they're bickering, and it's been a crazy, couple of hours, if we can just get out of the house and run errands real quick, or if we can just get out of the house and go to the park for 30 minutes, or just go in the backyard and jump on the trampoline and have fun together, that is a break in, it totally rejuvenates everyone. And, I can't say it enough. These kids have grown like that. This is such
a million percent.
Do what?
I said I agree with that 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Even as old as my kids are, when they start just continuously fighting, I look at me and I say, you know what? Ricky's not here because it's ball season or whatever, or we've been doing nothing but work on this house, and I've had so many things on the vlog. That's all we've done. We have not spent any time with our kids except to say, did you cut the grass? Did you clean your room? Why are you fighting with your brother? Stop doing that. Don't watch your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. Did you do your homework? You have a test on Friday. We haven't spent any time saying, I love you. Tell me about your day. That's interesting. How is so-and-so doing? Whatever. Talking
Right.
with our kids, listening to our kids, and loving on our kids. When I stop doing that because everything else is crazy busy, my kids' behavior breaks down. Every single time I realize, hey, I haven't done anything with them. Even at almost 15 years old, I still have to stop and go sit down on the couch and listen to my son tell me about creepers. I have no idea what creepers are. Something about Minecraft. But I have to listen to him tell me about his recipes or concoctions or whatever that he's done to make these new things on Minecraft.
Right.
And it works. I've spent time with him, and it changes everything.
Changes the mood, the tone. I agree. And we cannot invest more time in our blogs than we are in our family, in our spouse, in our children. We can't. So that's why I go back to, for me, it's getting up early and getting as much stuff done as I can. And it's acknowledging what those base things are, the basic things that have to be done for the day, and getting them done. Now, are there days where that doesn't happen and it's 6 o'clock and my post is nowhere near ready? My feed goes out at 7. This happened yesterday. My little Nicholas started at the rec center. We're taking an inexpensive gymnastics class. He wants to do this. So that's another, that's another time that we're leaving the house. We're getting out. It's a new schedule to get acclimated to. It's just once a week, but still. So we get back home, and my feed goes live in an hour, or it goes out in an hour, and I don't have my blog post done. Kelly's needing me. She wants to work on some stuff for our class, and so I push my feed time out another hour. And I said, Kelly, give me, just a little bit more time. I need to finish this. I'm still working. It's not done. So now I have to push my feed out another hour. I call Kelly and I say, let's just get this out of the way. What we need to get done, let's get it done, so that and then I'll finish my blog post. Well, by this point, I realize that my post is not going to go out before, 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So I reschedule it for this morning, for 10 a.m. today, so that I can stop stressing about it. It's not the end of the world. Good content will go out. I don't want content going out at midnight anyway. It's not the end of the world. I do the obligations that I've committed to, and then I take care of my family. And then this morning, that's what I finished working on after I got back from working out or whatever. So I did not go to Target.
I'm just kidding.
So again, we have to bend. We have to acknowledge that we cannot do it all. And honestly, no one expects you to. And I'll tell you, when people say to me, how do you do it all? Because I do. The phone is ringing for my husband's business, and so I help answer his phone calls. There's homeschool, there's blogging, there's all these things. And when people say, how do you do it all? That is my immediate indication that I have too much going on, because I don't want to be that busy. I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy being their mom. I want to enjoy being a wife. I want to enjoy taking care of our home, and I want to enjoy blogging, and I want to be able to supplement our house, hold income. I want to do that. But when it looks like I'm going, and there's no rest, no sleep, I'm frantic, I'm crazy, I've got too many balls in the air, something is going to fall. And we have to remember that just because we're always busy doesn't mean we're being good moms, doesn't mean we're being good wives, doesn't mean we're being good parents, doesn't mean anything other than you have filled your time with stuff. So you really figure out what your goals are. Figure out what the basic things are each day that need to be done. Figure out why are you home? That's such a good question, Kelly. Why are you here? It is to take care of your children. It is to be home and to be available. Are you doing that? About your passion. Is this dreadful? If this is dreadful, it's not for you. These are things that you truly have to think about. Do we have any questions coming through?
Just
I love, someone said over on the event page that doing freezer cooking and using their crock pot. Yes, getting dinner done is all about planning. And if you can utilize freezer cooking, your crock pot, you've got a meal plan, those are things that have to be done every day. We have to get dinner on the table for our family. So yes, utilize tools, understand that, doing a little bit of planning ahead, using your crock pot, those are things, when you're successful in those areas, you will feel successful in parenting, in blogging, in other ways. And when we're down in the dumps and we feel like, oh, I haven't cooked in 3 days, and kids are fighting, then it starts to make us feel like we're not accomplishing anything in other realms of our life. So utilize things like that. We talk about utilizing the timer. Don't get stuck on commenting for 2 hours, on Pinterest for an hour, on Facebook for an hour. Use the resources like your timer that helps you remember, okay, you've been doing this for 15 minutes, that's enough, move on. What were you going to say?
Yeah, use your timer. Okay, so the commenting thing is that she's trying to comment on 5 blogs a day. Why is that taking an hour? Are you getting sidetracked? Set your timer for 15, 20 minutes and do what you can do. What I do, and I haven't done it in a while because commenting is not my priority right now. I just have other things but I still try to get some done each week. And I set my timer and I open up 5 tabs. So I go to blog 11 and I open up the 5 most recent that are interesting to me, and I comment or schedule or whatever I want to do with them. But I have my timer set. When my timer goes off, whether I've completed all 5 of those or not, I'm done. I got done what I could get done, and now I'm moving on to the next thing. Email is the same way. And I'm drowning in it because I don't know why, but here lately I'm inundated with spam. I mean, like, seriously, thousands of spam a day, it seems like. So I can't find anything in my inbox, and I just don't care. I do a quick scan. I delete as much as I can. I have my timer set. When it goes off, I'm done. Who cares? If it's not important, they'll call me. They'll send me a Facebook message. They'll tweet me. I had one tweet me the other day. Oh, okay, yeah, let me go search for your email address. Oh, there you are. And I'll respond. I just don't care anymore. It's not a priority. It's not doing anything for me. My content.
It's okay to have 11,000 emails in your inbox. I'm telling you. I've survived it. You can too. Go ahead.
But even with that said, I still have days where my focus is email. So once I get those priorities done, each day I kind of have a different focus depending on what my to-do list looks like. Sometimes it's research, and I'll go in and I'll create 20 blog drafts because I've researched all these ideas. Some days it's collecting links, and I'll have all these different blog drafts up, and I'm just doing searches on the internet and Pinterest and custom search engines, and I'm filtering all these links into these posts. I work in bulk. It works really well for me. If my mind is on email, I'm working on email. And I might knock out and clear my inbox again. If my mind is on blog posts, printables, I'll sit down and make a ton of printables all at once. Mm-hmm. And then I can filter them out into different blog posts, and I have templates for those, so they're fairly easy to write once the printable is done. How your mind works is how you need to work. Don't try to force somebody else's schedule into you. If it doesn't fit you, it's not going to work. And I'm sick.
You are sick.
I am sick.
Oh, I love what Mitzi Smith says. She says, I agree with getting out of the work zone. It's the best choice for all of us. Besides, it's within the living where we'll discover the best content. That is so true. So true. You took the words out of my brain. So true. And I can't tell you how often we unplug and we go to the park. And I'm available. I'm there. We're making memories. We're doing. Now I'm fueled and inspired to write more or to write something. I do get ideas, just like yesterday when we left and went to go to my little Nicholas's gymnastics class. And I'm sitting on the other side of the glass and I'm looking at him and I'm just like realizing how lucky I am to be his mom and so grateful for the time that I get with him all day long and thinking about, am I maximizing that time with him and with his brothers? And then we go over and his brothers and I, we play ping pong for a while. And, you know, those are, and so not only does that allow me to connect with my kids and to spend time with my kids and to be present with my kids, but I'm also thinking about writing that deeper content instead of, you know, I've been focusing a lot lately on printables. And so, you know, is it time to write some content about sharing the story about how I really never wanted to homeschool and this was what my husband wanted, and writing about, you know, the things that may make people mad? Or do I just want to continue to be that, you know, do I just want to continue writing about the printables and not rock the boat, whatever? Or do I want to write about how much I know that I've made the right decision in homeschooling and being home with my kids? But you're right. Those are the things that help us discover the additional things and the best content and the things that we're going to write about. It is so, so, so true. You said it so well. I love that. Very true. What do you think, Kelli?
Yeah, we've had some questions come in. Barbara says, I'm tired of being busy. I feel like I'm spreading myself out too thinly, and I need to prune back to a better balance. Yes. It makes you ill. It really does. I was so stressed out. I had so many irons in the fire that it was burning me. And I couldn't hang anymore. And I could care less about what was going on in my life. I didn't care. I mean, Crystal knows I was grumpy. I didn't like anybody. I was depressed because of stress. Don't let yourself get there. It is miserable. Okay? Do not let yourself get there. Stop. Make a list. Like Hillary says, prioritize the stuff. Make a list. What is important to you? Come up with 3 to 5 of those things. And those are the things that you need to work on each day. Maybe it's cooking supper. If that's a priority, get it done every single day. Do it first. Start it. Stick it in the crock pot. Whatever. If it's sitting down watching your son play Minecraft for 20 minutes, do it. Sit down and watch your son play Minecraft and actually be involved in his playing. Listen. Ask questions. Care. Whatever your things are. Yes. Prioritize your stuff. Yes. Linda says, do you think it's possible to earn an income from a blog while working full-time outside the home? I do. Crystal?
I do. People do it. I do think that it's possible. I have no idea how they do it, and I've said that many times. I have no clue how anyone works a full-time job, runs a home, raises kids, and runs a blog. I have no idea how they do it because I've shared my story with you guys. I mean, I'm doing everything I can.
This is my full-time job.
Huh?
This is my full-time job.
Right. But, you know, if you're
possible?
Well, and if you're working a full-time job that you don't want to be at and you want to replace it with a blog that makes profit, yes. I mean, I can tell you, momadvice.com, she's a stay-at-home mom, I believe, but she does all of her work on the weekends, or that's the way it used to be. That's what I've heard in some of the recordings of conferences that she's done. And she does all of her work on the weekends, so she prepares the blog posts, does the editing of the photos, what have you, and then they're scheduled to go live, whatever her scheduled days are for posting. I don't know if she posts 5 days a week or 4 or 3 or whatever. But someone who is working outside of the home and wanting to blog and wanting to replace the outside of the job home with a blog, that would be a great way to do it. Honestly, I've never done it, so I don't know. My hats are off, or my hat is off to those who work a full-time job and manage a full-time blog or manage a blog, because I don't know. It's hard enough doing what I'm doing, but there are people that do it.
So Megan says, do you ladies spend much time applying for and working on sponsored posts? I know I should probably do less, but they just keep wanting to give me money and I can't say no. So I'm going to give my take, and then I want to hear Crystal's take.
Okay.
I've gotten to the point, if I've filled out a form for your PR company, your sponsored post company, your marketing company, I'm not filling it out again. Do not ask me to spend 30 minutes filling out this long form with all of my data, and then once I do that and you approve me for your company, then send me another one so that I can work with a certain brand and have to fill out the same form all over again. I refuse. You don't need my page views. I'm moving on. Find somebody that has time to fill all that out, because I don't have time to fill out all that out. I'm creating content, not filling out forms. So that's my take. I'm not filling it out more than once. I will fill it out once and I'm done. That's why I like Tap Influence. That's why I like Social Spark. I filled it out once. I'm done. They can get that information. I filled out that junk somewhere. Quit asking me for it. Crystal, what's your thought?
Yeah, you just said everything I was going to say. So, you know, there was a time when social fabric or collective bias or what have you were options for me. And then I reached a place where I was not willing to spend 45 minutes completing an application for every single shop and maybe securing less than a fourth of them. Those are some lengthy applications, and the pay is not great. Do I think that's a place to start? Yes. Do I encourage you to look into them? Yes. If you do not want to fill out application after application, then don't do it. I do not utilize those. And they've come to me and emailed me, why haven't you applied? Why haven't you done anything? I'm in a new season. I am,
I ain't got time for that.
I'm just not
time for that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be hateful, but that I have no time for that. I really don't. I love Tap Influence. I love that. It's what Kelly said. They have your information. They send you. You're not chasing them down. They're chasing you down.
And that's how it should be in reality.
Yes, because what happens is the brand sees, and they're working with the third-party company like Tap Influence, who has said, we know she's provided great content for these projects in the past, so they know that this is a project that would be a good fit for your site. And they come to you, and there's been times where I'm like, I don't know, I've got too much going on. I'll, set it aside, and I don't respond to the email. I don't accept it. I don't decline it. And then in 2 days, I'm getting an email from Tap Influence. We really want you on this job, on this opportunity. Are you willing? Will you do it? And it's just a matter of saying yes or no and securing your date. They have got it down to a science. That's the way that I prefer to do it. Otherwise, Social Spark, same thing. They're sending you leads. You either say that you're interested or say that you're not interested.
With a button. With a button.
That's it. That's it. Yes. That is all that you have to do.
And I don't mind doing that.
Mm-hmm. So, but then outside of that, yes, some of those, maybe Social Fabric is a place for you to start so that you can get some sponsored content, but then you're going to be moving on to other things, and then you'll reach a point where brands are contacting you saying, look, we have a budget of this amount. How can you help us execute this project? And you're orchestrating a Twitter party and sponsored posts for other, with other bloggers. So, but it's also important, Megan, to remember that we don't want to accept money and be in a situation where we're providing content that's not authentic. So just remember that too. But I hope that what you're doing is earning this money and putting it back into your site. So, and what I mean by that is, I hope that you're taking, if you're making $200, I hope that you're taking $20 of that and paying, putting it into your Facebook, putting it into your StumbleUpon, putting it into Linky parties, etc. So just keep that stuff in mind too.
Cindy said, my goal for the next 3 months is to get organized and scheduled ahead so that I can enjoy the craziness that is the holiday season. I plan to spend a minimal amount of time working on my blog in December. It's absolutely doable. I did that for this summer. I came up with a plan, and I scheduled out every Tuesday and Thursday for the entire summer. Then I came up with another plan, and I scheduled out every single Wednesday for the entire summer. Then they were done. They were ready. I didn't have to worry about Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays blogging, and over time, I started scheduling out those others ahead. It meant that I was working a lot leading into summer because I was doing my regular work and then working ahead. And then I kind of let the ball drop. So when I would sit down to work, I wouldn't create even more content so that it was scheduled. So now I only have like 4 posts scheduled. But it's doable, especially if you start now. So today, write your blog post and start a future one. Tomorrow, write your blog post and finish that future one and schedule it for December. And just continue doing that so that every other day you're writing a blog post for the future.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, there was something else I was going to say, and now I don't remember what it was. I have got to write stuff down. Michelle wanted to know what the name of the blogger was that does all of her work on the weekends, and that's the way it was. It's momadvice.com. That's the way that it was, I would say 3 years ago, and I'm assuming she still does it the same way. She's very much, I respect people who can say no. I respect people who don't take every opportunity. I respect people who don't take every time, every bit of money that comes their way. I respect people who can say, no, this brand isn't right for me. or who says, no, I don't have to work 10 hours a day to get the results that I want. Yes, we tell you guys, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of hard work. We tell you that all the time. All of the facets and aspects that need to be covered and bases that need to be covered to have a successful blog. But you do, let's look at how we're managing our day, and can we do this better so that we're not giving more to our blog than we're giving to our kids and our husbands, our family, our household overall.
So Megan says that she says, I totally see the difference. Thanks for bringing that to light. I currently work with both types of companies, those that reach out to me and those where I'm filling out applications, as well as with brands directly. I know I need to work harder on solid, non-sponsored content, but right now that would be like taking a major pay cut. Hopefully it would be a long-term gain, but it's a hard step to take to give up that income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true. She said that another good hangout may be how to utilize your blogging income. That's something to think about. All right, so today is Tuesday. We have this hangout. When I get done here, I need to tidy up our house. I do. It's not a wreck, but I need to tidy it up. This room was a wreck, but whatever.
But
I came in here mad. I was mad. I got online. I'm like, Kelly, there was a leaf blower in here. There was my husband bought a new leaf blower, a big printer that someone gave him. Sometimes I think, well, anyway, my husband will take anything that you give him. Someone gave him a printer, and I'm sure it's a great printer, but it's, we need to be utilizing it, and we need to get rid of an old printer that doesn't work as well. Or what?
My husband has his 20th, or had his 20th reunion this summer.
Mm-hmm.
He still has T-shirts that he wore in middle school, okay? He does not get rid of anything.
Oh,
We have so much junk in our house.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm like, just let it go. Give it to Goodwill. Just give it away.
My husband has 2 closets full of clothes. He could go probably 3 years without duplicating a shirt.
And he probably wears the same 3 every week, huh?
He wears his company shirts. It makes me crazy. I'm like, does this even fit you? Seriously, can we just get rid of it? Anyway.
So, I don't, okay, so it's 11 o'clock. Actually, it's 11:01, so let's kind of get to our little tasks, okay? Number 1, decide what your must-dos are every single day or every other day or whatever. Make a list. Keep it short, like 3, 4 even, and figure out when that will work, when it'll work for you to get those done. It doesn't mean that you sit down and do all 3 every single morning. If that doesn't work for you, it's not going to work for you. Crystal said that she has to sit down and do all of her homeschooling in one lump sum or it doesn't work. I can't do that. I do a little bit here, and then a little bit here, and a little bit here. Thomas has to have breaks throughout the day or he gets nothing done. Trust me. I'm sick of pulling teeth. So we got up this morning, and he completes one task, one thing, whether it's reading or a game online or a worksheet or a project that we do together or discussion, whatever it is. He completes one thing, and then he can have breakfast. So it's a short thing. I'm not just starving my child. So he does that, and then he has breakfast. It's like a long breakfast. And then he comes back and he works some more. Right now we're in a hangout. So right before we started our hangout, I said, okay, take a break. You're done. I'll call you when we're done. I have to split it up into bite-sized pieces to keep him more focused. It works better for us. So do what works for you. And don't be afraid to try different things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So for me, I know in the morning I got to get Facebook done. I've got to get a blog post done. I need to work on my tribe work. And then throughout the day, and I check emails. And then throughout the day, whatever else can get done gets done in the midst of this dance of homeschool that we have. And then at night, what I work on is linking up to all of the Facebook share days within the kids' activities group.
I'll pay somebody to do that.
I don't, because I really want to control that. That's something that I want to control. So if those things get done in a day, I had a successful day. And if they didn't, then tomorrow's a new day. But that is, those are the deal breakers for me, and those
That's
where my focus goes.
that's
And then,
in her blogging world, guys. That's not in her day. That's in her blogging day, in her office day.
mhm,
So
mhm.
you might want to make a list that's just for your office day, or you might want to make a list that's for your whole day. If you have to sweep your kitchen every day or it gets really disgusting, then make that a thing. You need to sweep that kitchen every single day.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, make a list. Keep it short.
Right.
Trust me, when you can say, I'm done, and anything else that I do today is gravy, it is so freeing. It's amazing to just knock off 3 things and say, I'm done. I can do whatever I want for the rest of the day. And amazingly, I get more stuff done that way.
Mhm. Yep.
And stay focused. Stay
Very true.
focused.
Yep. True story. Okay, I have a question. Um, for our next Learn to Blog class, how many of you guys are interested in a nighttime class, like 9 p.m.? I would like some feedback on that. Um, so Central, it would be 9 p.m. Central Time. Um, I would like to know, because this time around there were a couple of people that couldn't take the class because they work. So I'm wanting to see, how, let's give it a try and see if it will be beneficial for people that could take it in the evenings. What would the response be for that? Honestly, I don't know when exactly. Our next class will likely start in October. I don't know exactly what day. Kelly, it's really hard to finish up a class and then boom, start up another class. I really feel like we need a break, and a couple of weeks break to recoup, and don't you agree? Yeah. So give us some feedback on that, and let us know. Let us know if that's something that would work for you guys, having an evening class. So we're willing to try it. All right. What else, Miss Kelly?
That's it. We're done.
We are done. So, I hope that you guys get a better idea of what our day looks like. If you have questions, please let us know. I've thought about doing a blog post here or there where it shows what our day, like chronologically following the day of a blogger from morning till
A
night.
reality show?
Yeah, well, no, but
Word.
right, it would just be a little daunting. Do you really want all those little details? No. But there you go. I hope we get you guys some insight. Huh?
I want to be on a reality show. I want people to see my life.
You do?
Heck no. We're a train wreck over here, man.
Tell me about it. Here too. Here too. I mean, as it is, when I post a picture of a craft that we're doing, don't think my kitchen table's clean. You're just seeing a corner of the kitchen table. We are editing out what is, the dirty table. So, not that my kitchen table is always dirty, but you know what I mean. Anyway, all right, guys, I hope that we really didn't tell you at 9 a.m. this is what we're doing, and at 11 a.m. this is what we're doing. I just hope that you guys walk away understanding that you really need to ensure that this is your passion. You need to know how much time you're willing to invest in this, and from there, what the things are that must be done every day, and then everything else is a bonus if you get other stuff done. So that's really how my blog day and that is what this season of life looks like for me right now. So anyway, all right, Miss Kelly, anything else? No? Okay, guys, y'all have an amazing, awesome week. I updated the learntobloghangouts.com page. If you go to New Start Here, all of our videos, I'm trying to keep up with that, to keep our playlist of videos going there. If you have time, go and watch the hangout that we did with our husbands. I believe so wholeheartedly that having a supportive spouse is important.
And it's funny. I've watched it back like 7 or 8 times.
It is a pretty funny video. Our husbands are crazy. Anyway, all right, guys, go do something awesome on your blog, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.